What's going on? Back like we never left.
Man, man, just chilling, man. So to all out there in audio land and all out there in video land, as people start to file in, right, and see what's going on with the Waterboyz Show. Today is therapy day, ladies and gentlemen. Therapy day for one of our beloved members, for one of our beloved captains, ladies and gentlemen. It is therapy day for none other than my brother, Be Rich. It is therapy day. We have we we have to have therapy for one of our guys here on the show. Our guy, Be Rich, he needs our support, ladies and gentlemen. He needs our support, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, he needs us to rally around him. All men, all women, all supporters of the Waterboyz Show, we need to rally around the good brother, Be Rich. Be Rich has been going through some things, ladies and gentlemen. His heart is broken. His soul has taken a hit. His sports love has been thrown out of a window, and he has been going through some dramatic stress. I need everyone here. We got to rally around the good brother Be Rich. Look at his face. Look at his face. Those out there in audio land, you can't see his face, but you can hear the sadness in him. Our brother Be Rich. Our brother Be Rich. I think he had a belief that the Atlanta Hawks were going to go further than they did. And when they got sent home, I was sad to a degree, but we had to talk the good brother Be Rich off the ledge, ladies and gentlemen. We had to talk him off the ledge. He was highly upset. He was semi-depressed. I don't know if he's really had anything to eat or sleep. I bet they could have found him the last 2 days walking around Atlantic Station just sad with a Hawk jersey on, looking at pictures of Dominique Wilkins, thinking about what could have been back in the 80s and 90s. He may have made a meme with Dominique and Trae Young on it together, thinking about what could have been, man. So I need y'all to rally around the good brother Be Rich. We need to talk to him, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna let him tell you guys, because right now, he's sad, ladies and gentlemen. He is sad that the Atlanta Hawks, the 2024-25 Atlanta Hawks, did not make the playoffs. So I'm gonna step to the side and let's all rally around and give our good brother Be Rich some therapy. Talk to the people, Be Rich. Tell us what's on your mind.
Man, you ought to tell TikTok stories. um, I'm all right. I'm all right today. I was upset on Friday night. I really believed that the Hawks would make it to the playoffs. I overlooked Orlando and Miami, thinking we would beat both of those teams if we played them. Not only did we lose, we got blown out by Orlando, and then we came and went in overtime, and all that work to get into overtime, to just give it up like that, bunch of bullshit to me. I don't know, man. I just thought that we had the bench that was deep enough for us to win on the play-in. I thought we could have made some noise in the first round. Boy, was I wrong. Probably got blown out. The Hawks had me thinking Orlando was a mixture of the Lakers and Boston in the 80s. I thought Orlando was going to come in and do some damage against Boston. They got blown out yesterday. Yeah, so the Hawks, I don't know, man. We got a lot to do. I am excited about our young nucleus. Our young nucleus. I can't even say the word. Our young players that are coming back next year. Will Trae Young stay? Are the Atlanta Hawks going to keep Trae Young? That's my concern now. Going in, I know we have a chance to offer him a 4-year extension. Will he sign it? This right now, off season, is do or die for me with the Hawks. If they do not try to get someone to help Trae, I will be complaining. You will hear nothing but complaints, negative thoughts coming from me, negative takes. I will be on the Hawks. I will be on the Hawks management's ass this year if they don't do anything. They sold us a dream ever since we traded John Collins for nothing. The trade exception is over. We didn't get anything for that trade exception. It's like we just gave him away for nothing. We didn't get a draft pick, anything. They told, we got a trade exception for all this money to not use it. And then we got one for DeJounte Murray, a trade exception. Are we going to use it? I don't know, man. I don't know what we're going to do. I am happy that we did get Dyson Daniels for DeJounte Murray to try to salvage the bad trade when we gave up 3 first-round picks to San Antonio. So, this upcoming lottery is going to be interesting for us. The Hawks have the Sacramento pick. It's a top 12 protected pick. So if in the lottery Sacramento gets in the top 12, we do not get that pick, and we'll have one more year to try to recover that pick. And after that, it turns into 2 second round picks. So hopefully, in this year's lottery, the Sacramento pick becomes 13. Don't go 12 in the top 12. So we'll have a first round pick in the top 13. 13 to whenever the lottery ends. So hopefully we can make something out of that. Then we have the Lakers first round pick. Hopefully they lose early. Look like Minnesota put a beat down on them at home, at the Lakers home. So we'll see. As Trae saying, jumping off the ledge. Yeah, I was pissed off. I said some things in our group text that they just had me fooled. I'd be kind of on. I'd be kind of in the right direction. Not this time. Like, I was way off. Like, they lost. I don't know. I think it's Trae's fault because he's so negative. He always speak negativity on our Hawks and Falcons and Braves and Atlanta as the city. Like, he has the A hat on, but does he really like the A? I don't know, man. I think he's an undercover hater of Atlanta, especially on the Hawks. He wants Trae Young to leave. He don't like the Hawks. He wanted Dominique to be traded. He was a big advocate for Danny Manning, and I just don't understand. But enough of that. We will be talking about the Atlanta Falcons. Who will they draft? And if y'all want to continue to talk these bum Atlanta Hawks for this year, we can talk.
Wow. The bum Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
See, man, I ain't gonna lie. I got a problem with people like you because you're not a real fan. You're a fake fan. And I'm going to tell you why you're a fake fan. Never have I ever come out and said F the Hawks. Never have I come out and just given up on the Hawks. At the same time, I don't convince myself that the Atlanta Hawks are in a position that they are not. You really should be upset with yourself. You convinced yourself that the Atlanta Hawks could go to the second round. You look past the play-in. You look past the first round and was talking about who should we play in the first round, and then discounted, knowing we were going to have to play Cleveland or Boston. You immediately said we were going to the second round. You need to blame no one but yourself because you're not really watching. You're not really actually paying attention to basketball as a whole or the NBA. My 13-year-old son, and I mean this wholeheartedly, can get on here and tell people more stuff about the NBA than you can. You need to pay attention, my brother. Don't try to blame it on me. You're fan drunk. Like I told you before, you're a fan drunk. Fan drunk. You so far up the Hawks' wings. You so far up the Hawks' wings that you can't even see what's actually going on. And none of us Hawks fans hate the Hawks or talking down on the Hawks. There's just a percentage of us who see what's going on and see that the Hawks had some deficiencies. And at the same time, I'm not just looking at my team. I'm looking at other teams' potential deficiencies and strengths. Knowing, and I told you on here, those are 3 tough teams that the Hawks have to play. They have to get through Orlando. Then they have to get through the Heat, who the Heat have played Trae Young tough no matter who has been in the Heat jerseys. They just have. Eric Spoelstra and those guys play the Hawks tough, and they run good offense. They have good games against the Atlanta Hawks, and they play good defense against the Atlanta Hawks. The Bulls is who you had the best chance of playing, and I didn't think the Bulls could get through the Heat, but the Bulls, man, ever since they had Kobe White, they play the Hawks tough. And now you're upset because what they say, the chickens come home to roost. Now you're upset because everything turned out to be the way it really was playing out anyway out on the court. And now you're upset. You got to actually pay attention to what's going on, my brother. You can't just watch Trae Young. You can't just look at the game and watch nothing but Trae Young and talk about what Trae Young can do. And then you bring up what Karis LeVert is going to do and say, we're going to win because I know Trae is going to do this and Karis LeVert is going to do that. And Well, what about the team they playing against, B Rich? Well, what about their bench? You immediately gave Zachary Ricochet, shout out to the rookie, and this is not I'm not condemning him, but you immediately thought he was going to play one way. You never thought in your mind that being a rookie and the intensity of playoff basketball may be a bit of a shock to him, may be a bit of a dip in some cold water, which it was to him. You know what I mean? This is stuff he hadn't experienced. All stuff that's going to benefit us in the long range. And even Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels didn't have any playoff experience from a starter's perspective. But now he does. Now Zachary Ricochet does. So don't be sad, my brother. Don't be sad, man. Wear that 404 proudly. Don't say F the Hawks. Don't say if they don't bring in whoever you think may be a star that can take us over. Don't say you're gonna have a problem with them or you.
No, I am gonna have a problem if the Hawks don't get Trae Young. I'm gonna have a big problem.
Still roll with the team, and yes, expect them to get help. Hold their feet to the fire, but don't say F the Hawks. Don't give up on the Hawks.
I haven't given up on the Hawks. Like I said, I'm watching. I'm watching. And like I said, man, like for what I thought, I didn't think bad. I mean, I thought we had a deep bench. Thought we had some experience on the bench with Terrence Mann, with Karis LeVert, with George Niang. I thought that would help us, definitely get to the play-in. I didn't count on Zachary going 0 for 7 for threes. If he would have just hit half of them, we would have won the game. Kobe had a bad first year in the playoffs, so hopefully Zachary Ricochet can go in, take it personal, and get better.
Man, don't put this on Zach, man.
I'm not.
Don't put it on Zach.
Hold on, I'm not putting it on Zach. I'm talking about.
You said if he would have hit his threes, we would have won.
I said if he'd hit 3 threes out of 0 for 7, we would have won.
No. Okay, and if some of the Heat players who missed would have made their shots, they would have beat us by worse.
I'm not done. I'm not going in that direction. That's not the direction I'm going. I'm not bashing Zachary Ricochet. I'm saying I hope he takes this performance and takes it personal, just like Kobe did his first year in the playoffs. Hopefully he can go in, take it personal. I know he did. I know he hated that he wasn't out there in the fourth quarter and overtime. Like he didn't touch the field he didn't touch the court anymore in the fourth quarter or in overtime. The coach took him out. I mean, he had a horrible game. And I'm not saying he's only 19, 20 years old. That was a tough situation to be put in. He tried. Bless his heart, he tried. Hopefully he learns from this. He comes back with the vengeance next year and can handle the pressure situation. Dyson Daniels, same thing, man. Some of those shots he took, he looked very nervous. Very nervous. Missed a whole bunch of teardrops, whole bunch of floaters. Can't fault him, play good defense. But hey, man, that playoff pressure, that play-in pressure, got the Hawks, man. Shout out to Trae Young, tying the game up, getting us into overtime. Thought he was up by 6 points. 6 points. Came back from deficit of 17, 19 points, man. Amazing try. I really thought we was going to had the bench deep enough. We definitely, to me, was a better team than Miami. I think we could have pulled it off against Orlando. Orlando, they looked good when they played us. They looked horrible last night. I was pulling for Orlando yesterday because, I had kind of bought in to, hey, they was hurt the whole year and that they could pull it off. They were in the game beating the Celtics yesterday. Beating the Celtics yesterday or making it a competitive game.
I mean, it's one game in a series, but I don't expect them to beat the Celtics. The Celtics are the reigning champions. Like the Celtics could easily win the championship again, easily this year. I don't think it would shock me. It certainly wouldn't shock me. I don't think it would shock a lot of people if the Celtics were to repeat. I mean, I can't think of a champion that's been more overlooked in the next year than the Celtics by some people. Like they are the reigning champs with the same squad. You do realize that, right?
You know who I was impressed with? I was impressed with Big O. Big O came out and played his heart out, man. Be like that the rest of the year next year. Play that same way every game in and game out, man.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You know it's not going to happen. I would bet any amount of money that's not going to happen.
Hey, but you got to
have a game like that. Oh no, I do give him props, but Big O went 4 for 8 from 3. That's not happening.
But
that's not happening on a consistent.
You notice he's been shooting a lot of threes lately.
I don't care. He's not going 50% from 3. He's not going 50% from 3 on a regular basis.
I mean, not only 3, but his effort, man. He picked Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero had him 1-on-1 on the left wing, and man, Big O picked him, took it down, dunked the ball. I was like, okay, Big O, and did it again. Did 2 picks, man. I was like, all right. So Big O kind of stepped this game up. And you know what I like? I like the intensity of Trae Young. He was playing defense down by the Hawks bench on the left side, and he stripped the ball and he dove to the sideline. And all the Hawks bench, they came over there and picked him up, man. That was a good feeling, man. I thought it was off, man. I like seeing Trae Young like that. That was some effort. I mean, hey, that was one of the greatest moments I've seen Trae Young, just as far as a team leader and the team responding to his play. I really like that. That was really good. I really like that a lot. Shout out to you, Trae Young.
There you go, man. You see, you actually had a smile. You actually had a smile on your face, man.
That made me smile.
You really just gave up on the Hawks over the weekend. Like you really were.
Yeah, I was hurt, man. I was mad. I didn't look. I didn't expect us. I didn't expect us to make it to the championship this year. I really didn't. I just expected us to play good, man. That's all I wanted. And now we have a lottery pick. And guess what? What's up, A1? And guess what? Guess where that pick goes to? It's a lottery pick that goes to San Antonio. Man. I hope that don't go top 10. Definitely don't want that. What's up, A1? Let me send y'all a link. Y'all want to join, man. Come talk about the Falcons. Come talk about the Hawks. Hold on, let me read some comments in IG. Jonathan said underachieving. Yes, man. Triple F double RNK said, especially in the playing games, most concerning factor of the matter is the lack of effort on the defensive side. I mean, I say we gave a decent defensive effort, man. Like if you go look at the stats, man, a lot of our players had two plus steals. Like we definitely picked them jokers. Mike,
man, the Hawks were down 16 at one point. Then they got beat by 30 some another game. So yeah. I could see why somebody feels like the defensive effort wasn't where it was as a whole. Yeah. We have to look at the totality of the game, not just the parts where they were coming back.
Real quick, Mike 3528, he says, what do y'all think about KD coming here? Man, I would love that. I would love KD to come here. I think that'd be the missing piece to get the Hawks over the hump. I think Trae Young would be a nice compliment to KD.
I think they had to give up too much to get KD. I mean, it's a nice thought, but you know, I would love KD. I've been a KD fan, but I don't know what they would have to give up. We'll see. With the relationship and the marriage with the Phoenix Suns being where it is, and KD, and I think it's known at this point. I think they want to get rid of KD. I think KD wants to get up out of there. I think Bradley Beal wants to get up out of there. And I'm not saying we need to get Bradley Beal. I'm just talking about the aura around the team and the morale around the team and the thought process. They definitely breaking that team up. It would be cool to have Kevin Durant. Now, what would they have to give up? I don't know. Because as far as I know, Kevin Durant still under contract with the Phoenix Suns. With the Phoenix Suns, try to poach some of your young talent. If I was them, I would. And I'm not willing to give up any of my young talent for KD right now. I would love to have KD, but I'm not willing to come up off of Zach or any of them right now at this particular moment. And I love KD. Trust me, me and B Rich have battled about KD a lot. You know what I'm saying? We have.
Hey Rodney, I was listening to it says ownership trying to win on a discount, being stingy and spend some money. Yeah, I agree. I got a chance to listen to one of the owners, part of the ownership team.
The main owner, right? Tony Wrestler.
No, I wasn't Tony Wrestler. It was the other guy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when we heard Tony Wrestler.
Yeah, I ain't heard what Tony Wrestler said. You got to update me on that. But I had a chance to hear before the Hawks game, the other owner on there, and he was talking about the luxury tax. And he says the Hawks don't have a problem going into luxury tax. It just have to make sense. He's like he don't want to go on a luxury tax for a mediocre team and not making the playoffs. So if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Who was it? Steve Coonan?
Steve Coonan.
Yeah,
Nah,
he not ownership.
I don't know if it's Steve Coonan. He comes on 92.9 a game, by like every other week talking to Dukes.
I know Steve Coonan does talk.
So what is he? He's not the Hawks. What is he at? Like he?
I mean, he is Hawks. He not ownership though. He's high in the organization, but he's not ownership.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought he was part of the ownership.
No, he not high. He's not part of ownership at all. but he's definitely high in the organization, but he's not ownership. Yeah, man. So let me ask you this. Overall. Oh man, yes, I would trade it. So our partner A1, Chris, you know, he said hypothetical. Would you trade the Kings pick back to them in a deal to get some bonus? Yes, I would love to have some bonus. 100%.
All right, they say Steve Coonan is the chief executive officer of the Atlanta Hawks and State Farm Arena. He's the former president of Turner Broadcasting System. Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, he's the one who hired Shaq on TNT. He told that story one time how he hired Shaq, convinced Shaq to join TNT.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, I definitely would trade them their pick back in a deal to get some bonus. Would love to get some bonus. Would I throw in Big O to get some bonus? Yeah, I would. But if I could keep Big O and get some bonus, have Big O back up some bonus, yeah, I would love that. I would definitely take some bonus. I think that would be good for the Atlanta Hawks. I think that'll give Trae that big man who can help him fill up the stat sheet, man, and do a lot of good things on the court. I like Sabonis.
Well, let's take a look at Sabonis. I really don't know that much about him, but for the people that don't know about him, let me pull him up and look at him.
I like Sabonis. Well, let me ask you this while you pulling that up, and then we can go into this after you read whatever you want to read about Sabonis. And I want everybody out there to chime in. Do you consider this Atlanta Hawks season a success or a failure? Just look at it in totality, everything that happened. Do you call this a success or do you call it a failure?
Well, I addressed it after. I will address it. I like that question. But before we go into that, Sabonis, he's 28 years old. He's 6'10", 240 pounds. He's got a $40 million contract. Let me click on him. What did he average? He averaged 19 points a game, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Yeah, he's pretty good baller for the Sacramento Kings. Like he'd be a good fit for us. How many blocks? I don't block a lot of shots, but thought he'd be a big 7-footer. That's not a bad option.
Not a big 7-footer. Yeah, I would love Sabonis.
Yeah,
I would have loved it if we could have got him before the Kings got him. We could have got him back then when he left. Who he leave the Pacers? If we could have got him then before he went to the Kings.
I think he was drafted in 2016 by Orlando, and then I don't know did he go to the Pacers or not, but I don't know. Yeah, he played for the Pacers. He went to the
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely played for the Pacers.
I guess Orlando drafted him because they probably traded him.
Because him and Miles Turner, boy, they were a load down there together. Sabonis and Miles Turner together, they were a bit of a load for the Pacers. That wasn't the Pacers' best years, but yeah, he was a bit of a load down to him and Miles Turner together.
And he played for OKC, man. Wow, he played 1 year with OKC. It's crazy. All right, to answer your point, was this year a disappointment? Well, Trae, in the playoffs, man, we was light, man. We didn't have Clint Capella. We didn't have Larry Nance Jr. We was missing some key pieces. We didn't have Jalen Johnson, and we didn't have Kobe Buffkin. Like going into the season, I thought Kobe Buffkin was going to be a backup point guard to really help Trae Young. Mm-hmm. He ain't touched the court, bro, since the last preseason game. That's the last time I seen him play. Mm-hmm. So, man, he been hurt his whole time here. Mm-hmm. Was it a disappointment? Heck yeah, it was a disappointment. Heck yeah, it was a disappointment. And it's a disappointment that we didn't do anything in the trade deadline 2 years in a row. It's a disappointment we didn't get any good getting good players in the offseason besides the trade we had to do with DeJounte Murray, which at the time I was like, damn, we gave up DeJounte Murray for nothing. But luckily, man, Landry Fields has been, I don't know, man, ever since he was on the clock for the lottery, man, like he's been on the roll. Got the first pick. Got Dyson Daniels doing his thing. You know, hopefully he man, we'll see, man. Let's talk about this draft, this NFL draft, man.
Hold on. I didn't even chime in, and people still
okay.
chiming in on that.
All right, bit.
Like so Rodney O'Hara, he says it was a success. Looking at the injuries, I look at how the 76ers folded after their injuries, but our team fought through. I like how the GM was active. Then we had A1 Sports. Our guy, he said we had 5 guys waiting to get in the club on the sideline in the play-in. So, like, I see Rodney's point. I mean, if you look at it from, if we just stick to the development standpoint, and Trae Young spoke to this in his exit interview, that's what was told to him this year. You know, hey, make this year about development. Make this year about bringing the young guys along. I think that's what management, I think that's what ownership and management sold Trae Young, got Trae to buy in. That's what the coaching staff. So if you talk about from that standpoint, then it was, yeah, I would say it was a success from a development standpoint. I think Zach got some much needed time on the court. I think Dyson Daniels developed to even the player that probably only he believed that he could become at the time. I don't even think the Hawks necessarily saw this from him to be a defensive player of the year candidate coming down at the end of the season to, you know, break records and steals. But overall, I still got to give it a failure overall, because you still have, what's this, year 6? What's this, year 6 for Trae Young? Is this year 6 or year 7? One or the other. You still had that for your superstar, and we haven't really made any noise. We haven't won any playoff series since 2021. That's the only time we won some playoff series. So since Trae Young has been here and the rebuild started in 2018, I'm gonna take it from, let's take it even deeper than that, when Travis Slank took over in 2017. We are 8 years in with only one real playoff run. That it's a failure. Yeah, the development is there, and so on a micro level, it was a success, right? On a when you dig into what was going on a micro level, the players getting some kind of experience being developed. I agree with Rodney on that, but on the macro level, on the bigger level, it was a failure, because there's 8 years, and I'm gonna go back to when John Collins was drafted. That's when the real rebuild started. And then when they stripped Coach Bud of his duties as a GM and told him, you just coach. From that point now, you only had you won 2 playoff series, and that was in the same exact year, 2021. So that's 8 years where you've only won 2 playoff series, and that's just not good enough. That's not good enough for the players. And when I say not good enough, meaning what I think they want for themselves, and each person I name, it's not good for what I think they want. I don't think that's good enough from the players' perspective. I don't think that's good enough from the coach's perspective. I don't think it's good enough from the owner. And I don't know what Tony Wrestler wants. I ain't even gonna speak on him. I don't think that's good enough from the management's perspective. And I don't think that's good enough from the fans' perspective. The development was there, but let's see how it works out. You know, we thought we had developed in 2021, and we didn't.
I think that was kind of a curse, man. Going that far in the playoffs and not taking it to the championship. I think management thought we was there and ready. We end up letting a viable piece go the next year. I think kind of set us back, because we didn't do anything to improve that team coming in the next year. Then that's amazing. Nate gets fired next year after taking them to the Eastern Conference Final. That's amazing. What a turnaround.
Yeah, that's what hurt the most. But man, we still gonna talk more Hawks, you know, as the off season go on. But hey, in 3 days, our Atlanta Falcons will step up to the podium potentially and draft someone in the first round. And when I say potentially, because, who knows? Hawks could trade out the first round. The likeliness of that happening is really slim to none, but I'm just saying. So, be rich.
Yes.
Yeah, with 3 days left with our Atlanta Falcons stepping up to draft someone. Where are you? Who do you think we're going to draft? Who would you like to see them draft? We if you don't have a person in particular, just go by position. What you would like to see the most, I think you've said it before. You can state it again if you want. Let us know how you feel about this Atlanta Falcons draft.
I mean, our glaring need is to get to the quarterback. Get to that quarterback, man, to get them sacks up. You know what I mean? Get some pressure on the quarterback. That's our most glaring need. Are there any prospects in this year's draft when we pick that could meet that need? I'm always the guy that I want to go draft the best position available. Like, who's the best player on the board? I've always been that kind of guy. I always wanted that. I don't want you to draft because of need, because you may reach and get somebody that's third round, second round talent in the first round. If we can't get one of those Georgia boys, the linebackers and the defensive end that really showed out against Texas this year, Williams, and I can't think of the other guy's name. But I want one of those.
Walker.
Guys. Yeah, Walker. I want one of those guys. If we can't get one of those guys, I definitely don't want to go athlete like the Marshall kid. I'm just kind of like, he may end up being something, but I'm afraid of those kind of players that haven't played up to the SEC competition, the big time football competition. Because I think that says for something. Like that goes a long way. It helps the team out. I'm pulling for us to get Malachi Starks, man, if we can't get one of those edge rushers. I think that Malachi's a safe pick for the Falcons. I feel like he'll come in and contribute immediately and could be a starter from here on out. Can develop into something special. I liked him since Georgia got him, since he was a freshman. I just remember the guy, my boy Jizzle used to always talk about Malachi Starks. That's what made me pay attention. And he's anything on Kirby Smart, man. Anybody Kirby Smart has and that's contributing to the team, I feel like they're gonna do good in the NFL. I mean, look at the Eagles, look at other players around the league. I mean, Georgia had a lot of players in the playoffs this year that came from Kirby Smart's program. So, Cat Malachi Starks, I'm pulling for you. If we can't get one of them Georgia boys, or Walker and Williams, hopefully they can fall down to us. And if we get one of them, I think if we get that Walker kid, I think we could do some damage with him. But yeah, D-line, man, D-line. If we can't get one of those guys, go ahead and get Malachi Starks. And hopefully, who is the Georgia guy we got from in free agency, Trae? I think he got some
Floyd. Leonard Floyd.
I think he got something in him. I think he can do something. What you think?
I mean, he may have something left. Yeah, he definitely may have something left. I mean, we'll see. I didn't really watch him his last couple of years, so we'll see if he has something left. I didn't really watch him. Where was he? He was out there in LA for a while, right? Last couple of years or so. I think he was out in LA at some point with the Rams. I don't know. I didn't really watch Leonard Floyd. I haven't really paid attention to him much since he left New York, to be perfectly honest.
Looking at the Atlanta Falcons.com mock draft, they got us trading with the Bears. They got us trading our number 15th overall pick with the Bears for 2 second-round picks and a 5th-round pick. That's interesting.
Okay, man. Folks just be doing mock drafts. Just like, I'm bored tonight, man. You want to do a mock draft? What you doing tonight, Tim? Hey, man, I'm mock drafting. Hey, I'm gonna do 5 mock drafts, and then I'm gonna post them so all the fans can start talking about it's real. You know what I mean? I don't potentially see the Falcons doing that. Walker had a real good pro day. Man, he was throwing around the sled like it wasn't nothing.
For real,
like you can find the video. Like, I mean, he was throwing around the sled like it was nothing. If they can't get an edge rusher, I won't be mad with a really nice D tackle. I wouldn't be mad at a nice D tackle. I'm not necessarily sure I want to go safety. I like Malachi Starks. Shout out to Malachi Starks. Over the weekend, he liked one of our posts. I can't remember which post it was, but he came on the page and liked one of our posts. I invited him on the show. He hadn't responded. Hopefully he'll see it and be like, "Hey, I want to come on the show." You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think I would rather D line. I think I would rather D line. I would definitely rather than Jerome Jenkins said Leonard Floyd was with the 49ers last year. I would rather D line, man. If you can find you a D tackle, man, and I don't know if any D tackles are gonna fall in that 15 frame where the Falcons may feel like it's a bit of a reach. They may feel like it's depth and its value in the second round. But I wouldn't mind that, and I agree. Calvin Sanders just said we need to work on that secondary too. I definitely want to see them take a corner at some point. And I won't be mad at safety. I just don't know if I want the top 15 to be safety. If I saw a safety who was along the lines of the guy that came out of, I don't know why his name is escaping me right now. He played at Notre Dame and now he plays for the Ravens. Or if there was a Derwin James out there, if there was a Derwin James type player, the way he was coming out of Florida State. Now, I like Malachi Starks, but is he on the level of what I think a Derwin James is, who he really changes your defense? I would be more on board with a safety in that particular spot because I think those type of players, Hamilton, Jerome said Hamilton, and I don't know, maybe Malachi could turn into being like Kyle Hamilton, but can he be one of those guys? Only time will tell. I haven't seen from him what I think Derwin James is. Like that's the kind of player I think the Falcons could use to go next to Jesse Bates. I mean, hell, every team in the NFL could use a healthy, young Derwin James, right? So I'm not saying anything that's like an epiphany or just like this super intelligent statement. But like if it was a safety like that, I would be more on board with it. Other than that, man, I'm saying go pass rush. Go D line. If you can get a real good D tackle, like I say, I don't know if a D tackle is looked at in that area that the one they think is value. Maybe they can think they can find one in the second round, third, or later. But I'm on board. I'm on board for going D line first. I want to go D line first, and I know this is gonna sound like this is gonna be a trigger for people. This is gonna be a trigger for people. What I'm about to say, but if the Falcons some kind of way found them an offensive lineman that they just felt like was too good to pass up, an offensive lineman that could come in and give us 10, 12 really great starting years. Of course, we won't know that till they hit the field, but if they could find that and they didn't find what they wanted with pass rushers, say Walker was gone, say the Marshall kid was gone, say some of the ones they thought was gone, I wouldn't even be mad O-line even over safety. That's just where I am with it.
I feel you on that. I'm not mad about that.
Because I don't trust Caleb McGarry.
Caleb Coleslaw McGarry. I'm not mad if we get a lineman. I wouldn't be mad about that. Long as he's a proven starter that can be an all-star, I'm with that, man. Be a Pro Bowler. I'm with that. So who you think gonna be the first pick, man, of the draft?
Oh man, I think Cam Wood will be the first pick of the draft. I think Cam Wood, and I think Travis Hunter will be in two or three. Well, all the eyes will be on Shedeur Sanders. There'll be a lot of talk around Shedeur Sanders. Where is he gonna go? I'm watching one team specifically. I'm just paying attention to one team. Of course, I want them to stay bad. I don't want them to find another quarterback. And I don't know what Shedeur is going to be until he gets in the NFL. I like the way he plays so far. I like the swag, like he would bring. I just don't want to see one of Deion's kids in a Saints jersey. So I'm paying attention to that Saints pick. I think they picked 7, somewhere between 7 and 9, somewhere in that area. I'm paying attention to that Saints pick. As long as they don't pick Shedeur, I'm good. As far as top 10 picks, that's what I'm paying attention to. Where Travis Hunter goes, and if Shedeur goes to the Saints.
All right, let's say, Trae, let's put your GM hat on. You have the number 1 overall pick. You are the GM. in this year's draft class, who would you pick, Shador or Cam?
And who has the number one? The number pick, the Titans, right?
Yeah, just the way it is. You are the Titans GM. You got the number 1 overall pick. Who are you picking between Cam and Shador? I ain't talking about what the experts say. I'm talking about what Trae says, how he thinks.
Honestly, I'm trying to talk my owner, and this is how I truly feel. I'm trying to talk my owner into going with a different position because I'm shell shocked, right? Because I had a quarterback who has turned out to be a good backup so far in the league, who we drafted in the 3rd round, and Malik Willis. Y'all know how, if you've been watching the show, you know how I feel about Malik. We had us a quarterback, and we let him get away. We traded him to Green Bay. He went out to Green Bay, and you see what he could do with coaching and with a staff around him that believed in him, and they put a team around him. He won games. Now how you feel like it may look or what you think he may get better at, I'll leave that for each person's own discretion to say it, or their own thought process on how they feel. But you had your quarterback. Then you went and take Will Levis. You take another quarterback. You got you the guy. And look what he's turned out to be. You're already looking to replace him. I would be kind of shell-shocked. And then you've drafted some other quarterbacks before that, and it hasn't panned out. Me, I'm trying to talk the owner into let me draft another position. Let me draft another player who could be here for years to come. I don't know. Some that whether that would be Abdul Carter, whether that would be Travis Hunter. I wouldn't be opposed to going one of those areas. Now, I'm not going to act like I watched a bunch of Abdul Carter. I just don't think I would go quarterback first off. But if I did go quarterback, and maybe this because I watched more Shador than I did Cam, I would go with Shador over Cam Ward. That's just me right now. I would go Shador with Cam Ward. But if I'm the Titans GM, I don't think I'm looking to pull the trigger first on a quarterback right now. I'm trying to go another position because that team is far from competing next year anyway. We'll probably be right back in the top 10 looking to get a quarterback anyway. So let me build another position, get a player who can last for a long time, because the quarterback position is the picks in the first round, especially the top 10, is just too volatile, and they've been going through it. That's just my opinion if I was the Titans GM.
Well, I can respect your opinion. If it was me, I mean, our glaring need is quarterback. We definitely need a quarterback. I don't know what other way to go. But the question is Cam Ward or Shador Sanders. That's what I was trying to get you to go and see if you had to pick between those two. Who would you pick? And you answered that. I agree with you. And the reason I agree with you is this. The NFL pedigree, man. Kids that usually have a pedigree with someone that has been in the NFL, sometimes the kids turn out to be great. With that being said, Deion Sanders, man, to me, has trained Shador as a kid to flourish in the NFL. He's put him around all the pressure situations. The kid has gone from a historically black school, Jackson State, to Colorado, which Colorado at the time was a sorry team. They were like won one game the next year. And Shador he's been a lightning rod for media. Everyone's picking this kid apart. I think he's mentally tough, mentally ready. Cam Ward hasn't gone through the scrutiny as a Shador Sanders. I think Shador has got training from Tom Brady. I think he's ready. And that's why I would pick him over Cam Ward. Now, as far as Cam Ward having the better the better workouts and better arm and better this and better that, hell, Jamarcus Russell, that man had some of the craziest workouts ever and was the first overall pick. And he didn't have the mental support when he went to the NFL, and you saw what happened. I think if Jamarcus Russell would have gone to a team like a Green Bay and had that coaching and doing all that, he probably would have been much better than he was when he went with the Raiders. So that being said, I think Shador Sanders is mentally ready. He's been prepared as a kid to handle this. I think he's going to do very well. Only thing I'm looking at compared to these two quarterbacks, they seem to be short. Shador Sanders is 6'1", and Cam Ward is 6'2". That's the only thing I can really complain about from both of them. But I think Shador Sanders will have a better career in the NFL than Cam Ward. Hopefully, I'm wrong. I'm not dissing Cam or whatever. But that's how I feel. But to your point, I would be shell shocked too. Taking two quarterbacks year after year, back to back, and both of them didn't pan out. Then you trade the one that's good. I mean, they can't say they racist because they took a black quarterback and they took a white quarterback. So they just can't
Man,
get it
where
right.
did that
You know
come
how
from?
how they talk about the black quarterback, the injustices and all of that they don't like.
Man, but Tennessee done had a few black quarterbacks though. They one of the few franchises that should never
I
come
just
up.
said that it wouldn't matter. I ain't making that an issue. I'm saying they definitely not a prejudiced team. They don't have anything to go against the black quarterback. Some teams do.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, I don't think I would go quarterback if I was them. My main thought process when I'm watching the first round, I'm really focused on this. Just me, and it's just for my own entertainment and my own wants or things I don't want. I'm watching to see where Travis Hunter goes, and then I'm watching to see where Shador goes, making sure Shador does. I mean, not like I have any say so, but I don't want to see Shador go to New Orleans. I just don't want to see Dion in any kind of Saints gear on the sidelines, any kind of in the crowd, watching the Saints, supporting the Saints. I don't want to see his kid playing for the Saints. I just don't want to see that. I just don't. That's just how I feel about it. I don't want to see Dion kids playing for the New Orleans Saints. So that's what I'm paying attention to the most. And I'm be very interested in the team that takes Travis Hunter to see to watch like what team it is, what the coaching staff is, and try to project or try to think. Good morning, Pamela Johnson. Or try to project, how they're going to use Travis Hunter moving forward. Good morning, Pamela Johnson. Good morning, fellas, and everyone in the chat. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you as well, Pamela Johnson.
How you doing? Good morning, New York.
Love when the ladies come through and support the show. Love when the ladies come through and talk ball and talk shop. They are very knowledgeable and know what's going on. Thank you so much, Pamela. But yeah, man, that's what I'm watching. And for the Atlanta Falcons, I think a lot of us are still watching to see if a Georgia player, if Walker is there. I think there's a huge percentage of the fan base that wants to see Walker's name called. We've seen him make plays. You've seen the potential. You've seen that when he's healthy and he's put into like when they let him loose, you've seen that he can wreck a game. I mean, you've seen it. You've seen him wreck a game or two. You've seen him straight up get in and people say, man, he looks like an NFL player. So those are the type of things that we want to see the Atlanta Falcons finally get more of those players who is just, when you watch them play, you just automatically feel like they can get in and wreck a game. So we'll see how it turns out, man. You know what, and for all y'all out there, I do want to give y'all a heads up on something. Tomorrow, everybody out there, tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We will be interviewing and we will be visited by none other than Mr. Rob Parker. Rob Parker is slated to come on tomorrow and speak with us for a few minutes. Of course, we're going to ask him all things Atlanta, see if we can get his thoughts on what he thinks the Falcons should do. Where does he see Coach Rob? How does he see the GM? How does he see Michael Penix and what he made with the draft? And get his thoughts on Trae Young. We'll have Rob Parker on here for about 15 to 20 minutes.
Just kind of give us a rundown on who Rob Parker is.
Man, Rob Parker is a very well-known journalist. Rob Parker also made some bones in the TV world. He used to be on First Take a lot. He used to be on First Take with Skip Bayless. He'd be on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. He used to be on First Take sometimes when the Stews would be on there. He's also the journalist who wrote and said Atlanta fans don't deserve a team. Yes, he wrote an article saying that us as Atlanta don't deserve a team. And I would love to ask him about that, but he only has 15, 20 minutes. I think that's going to take up a bunch of the time, so I may stay away from that question just because we don't care what him or anyone else believes about us as Atlanta fans. We know the truth. We know Atlanta has great fans. We know we have people who are down for the team, 10 toes down, and we ride for the teams. We just want to see a winner. We don't go through all this pain to be fake fans, right? Why would we go through all the pain we go through and then be considered fake fans. And so he was also a part of Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. And for those who like controversy, he's also the guy who went on TV and said that Robert Griffin III, RG3, was not a real brother. He was more of a cornball brother, and that started a big thing, and that is stuck with RG3 since then. And Rob Parker, boy, he went through some stuff as far as he was highly scrutinized
For saying that.
but because of that statement, which it was a ridiculous statement. Why being black, we all got to be a certain kind of way. We all different people. Everybody's different. And what makes him a cornball brother? What? Because he doesn't say certain words. But we don't necessarily have to get. Like I said, we only have him for 15 minutes, so we'll go from there. I don't want to approach the RG3 thing. I don't even want to waste time on it. I do want to ask him about Hawks Falcons. So tune in tomorrow. Rob Parker will be on. We appreciate him coming, giving us some of his time and talking. And right now he's on I think Fox Radio. I know him and Chris Broussard had a show called The Odd Couple, but Chris Broussard is no longer on that show. He's just doing the TV show now, or maybe he's doing a radio show outside of Rob Parker. Yep.
All right, Trae. Well, I know we got to go ahead and run, man. Why don't you take us on out of here, bro?
Man, we appreciate everybody for chiming in. Thank y'all for coming in on this Monday. Come in tomorrow as well at 3 p.m. We probably be on a little bit before that. Probably about 10 or 15 minutes before that. So we'll be set up and ready to go before Rob comes in. And always remember, the Waterboyz Show, we represent Atlanta because Atlanta represents us. On behalf of my partner, B. Rich, who has been sad because of the Hawks, and myself, we appreciate y'all, man. The Waterboyz Show, we are out.